Kia the gorilla had a strange pregnancy. Her birth surprised everyone. People shouted when they saw her baby. Kia, a well-liked gorilla at her zoo, had a life story that moved everyone who heard. Born in Africa's rainforest, she showed the natural beauty of gorillas. Sadly, hunters killed her mom when Kia was just a tiny baby, leaving her by herself. We found her hiding in the brush, a wildlife officer said quietly, terrified. And all alone. Animal helpers saved her and gave her a new start. They brought her to Columbus Zoo, where nice zookeepers welcomed her warmly. They took care of her with love, giving her a safe home to grow up. As time passed, Kia grew close to her caretakers, making strong bonds across different species. They were often amazed by how clever she was. Look how she's watching us, Maria said to John. Another keeper. Those eyes understand everything. Now grown up, Kia was very friendly. But just days after her 11th birthday, her keepers saw something unusual happening. She started acting differently, showing small changes that got their attention. The team watched her closely, feeling both worried and curious. Kia stopped eating, felt sick in the mornings, and slept most days. Thinking something might be wrong, the caretakers tested her quickly. What they found was totally unexpected. Kia was pregnant. It's impossible, Dr. Emily gasped. We've been so careful with her interactions. She had grown close with Kofu, a temporary zoo resident who came a few months earlier. The news filled the team with wonder and excitement. Was beautiful to see the orphaned gorilla they raised now becoming a mom herself. A new chapter in Kia's life was beginning. The team, led by their dedication and Dr. Emily Harris's knowledge, got ready to help Kia through her pregnancy. They knew the birth would be important for both Kia and the zoo. Dr. Emily Harris, an experienced vet who specialized in gorilla care, worked with the zookeepers to watch Kia's behavior. They spent hours observing her, writing down every small change in her daily routine. As they carefully studied her day-to-day life, they noticed strange things that suggested this pregnancy wouldn't be like others they'd seen at the zoo. She's avoiding the others again today, noted Tom, jotting in his log book. Kia became more withdrawn, looking for quiet corners in her enclosure. She completely changed now, eating huge amounts of food, devouring meals hungrily. Their best experts worked together to care for her. They changed her diet to ensure she got the right nutrients for herself and her baby. The zookeepers watched her around the clock, ready to help at any moment. Pregnant animals often pull away from friends, herds, or packs. Their first instinct is to protect their babies, so they tend to isolate themselves. But Kia's behavior became worrying. It wasn't just avoiding others. She refused to leave her favorite spot or interact with anyone, including caretakers. She had been very friendly until then, and the sudden change confused everyone. Kia, girl, it's just me, Maria coaxed, holding out a banana. Come on, take it. She spent most of her time sleeping or lying down, as if too weak to move or too scared to approach her old friends. Still, Dr. Emily decided not to separate her from her adoptive family, believing such a big change would hurt her mental health. As days turned to weeks, Kia grew more restless and her protectors stood ready feeling both excited and nervous. They knew she would give birth soon and couldn't wait to see her return to her happy, active self. As excitement grew, at Columbus Zoo, a new vet and gorilla expert, Dr. Jason Miller, joined the team. Dr. Emily Harris, the experienced animal caretaker, had doubts about Dr. Jason at first. Their different approaches to gorilla care created some tension. "Your methods are outdated," Dr. Jason stated during their first meeting. "We need to modernize our approach." "My methods have worked for 20 years, dear," Emily replied sharply. They disagreed about what food gorillas should eat, what activities they should do, and their daily schedules. One big argument was about how gorillas should spend time together. Dr. Emily thought gorillas needed strong friendships with each other for good mental health. She wanted to let them hang out freely like they would in nature. Dr. Jason was worried they might fight and hurt each other if left alone. He wanted more control over when and how they interacted to prevent fights. "You're just making them rely too much on people," he complained. "And you're keeping social animals apart," she shot back. The new doctor thought Kia proved his point. Seeing her staying away from others made him want to completely separate her, going against what Dr. Emily had decided earlier. The pregnant gorilla became their test case. While Emily encouraged Kia to see her old friends, Jason built her an even more hidden place and often physically blocked other gorillas from approaching her, including Kafu, who was the father of her baby. Their different ideas frustrated everyone and split the team. Zookeepers were stuck between following Dr. Emily's familiar methods and Dr. Jason's new rules. But then something unexpected happened. Kia started having her baby much earlier than anyone thought she would. Way earlier. "It's too soon," yelled Tom, running from the gorilla area. "Someone get both doctors now," some staff joked. She was just tired of the doctors fighting about her care, but the vets knew something serious was happening, though they weren't sure what. Everyone rushed to help and the emergency changed things. The crisis forced Dr. Emily and Dr. Jason to forget their fights and focus on what they both wanted: the best care for Kia and her coming baby. "We need to work together now, Dr. Emily said firmly. "Forget our disagreements." The doctors felt more united as they worked together to make sure Kia got all the care she needed. But this birth was harder than expected. Kia moaned and roared in pain for hours, with no sign of the baby. Watching her suffer, both doctors grew more and more worried. Hours dragged by as she bravely fought through each contraction. "Something's wrong, Dr. Jason whispered. "The baby should have come by now." The zookeepers stayed steady, supporting the brave gorilla mother. In the wild, animals don't get medical help, and vets usually try not to interfere with nature. But as labor continued, it became clear that Kia needed medical help. Dr. Emily and Dr. Jason made the difficult decision to step in to help deliver her baby safely. The two stood together. They had put aside their earlier fights, united by their shared goal to give the best care to the gorilla mother and her coming baby. They needed to find out why Kia was having such a difficult birth. With gentle hands, Dr. Emily worked quietly, and what she found shocked her. "It's placenta pia," she whispered to Dr. Jason. "The placenta is blocking the birth canal." Sadly, Kia was struggling because she had placenta pia. This means the placenta was sitting at the opening of Kia's cervix, blocking her baby's way. They would need to do surgery. Kia's contractions got worse. Everyone in the room quickly got ready for an emergency C-section. C-sections on gorillas don't happen often, but they knew they had to try to save both mother and baby. Have no choice, Doctor. Jason nodded. Let's begin immediately. Sorry for the interruption. Before we continue with the story, I kindly ask you to like the video and subscribe to this channel. Is very important for us. Thank you very much. Because the procedure was so unusual. The zookeepers recorded it to help doctors and vets around the world. As the operation began, everyone watched the gorilla in labor, nervous and worried. The two doctors skillfully performed the C-section. Everyone was tense, holding their breath and hoping for success. Then suddenly, cheers filled the room as Dr. Emily pulled a tiny female gorilla from Kia's womb. The zookeepers immediately started thinking about names. She's perfect, Maria whispered, full of amazement. But their happiness quickly turned to shock when they realized there was more. Minutes later, Dr. Emily pulled out another baby gorilla, causing everyone to scream in surprise. Female gorillas normally have just one baby every 4 to 6 years, and only 3 or 4 babies in their lifetime. Twin gorilla births are extremely rare, and both twins surviving is even more uncommon. Another one. Tom gasped. Can't believe it. Dr. Emily and Dr. Jason each examined a baby and gave thumbs-up signals showing both were breathing well and healthy. Despite everything, Kia had delivered 2 healthy babies, a true miracle. Everyone cheered loudly, screaming and clapping. After the surgery, Kia received care and rested in a separate area. The team eagerly looked after her babies while she recovered. Though small and delicate, the babies had strong lungs and quickly learned to grab food offered by their caretakers. This little one eats just like Kia, John said while bottle feeding one baby. Days later, Kia woke up and met her babies. Though separated after birth, she immediately rushed to embrace them, her motherly instincts taking over. The team watched in awe at this double miracle that exceeded all expectations and filled their hearts with wonder. When news spread about Kia's twins, the zoo community reacted with amazement and disbelief. This extraordinary event was rarely seen and hugely important for gorilla conservation efforts. Kia's story had grown from a local zoo event into a worldwide sensation worthy of study. In 30 years of research, a visiting expert declared, "I've never seen this." Researchers knew gorilla twins were rare, with only a few cases ever recorded. The chance to observe this special event up close was an incredible opportunity that could provide valuable insights into these magnificent animals, reproduction and biology. Dozens of researchers and vets hurried to the zoo to see the primate family. Since gorillas are endangered due to hunting, habitat loss, and disease, finding a zoo successfully increasing their population was remarkable. Researchers watched in awe as Kia interacted with her twins, seeing the loving bond between mother and babies. Her nurturing instincts were obvious as she cared for each baby. "Look how she divides her attention perfectly," Dr. Emily whispered to her colleagues. Beyond just enjoying the emotional connection, researchers were eager to collect important data about gorilla twin births. They carefully watched how Kia mothered her babies, her feeding patterns, and how she divided attention between twins. All valuable information. Every moment showed more about gorilla family life, which scientists hadn't studied much before. The researchers also did medical checks on the twins. They performed health exams, measured growth, and tested genetics to check each baby's health and unique traits. This information would help with their care now and be valuable for future studies on gorilla reproduction and genetics. News of this special birth boosted efforts to protect gorilla habitats and help them survive in the wild. Kia's babies became symbols of hope for people working to protect gorillas and other endangered animals. But despite this amazing event, things weren't good for the zoo staff and managers. Columbus Zoo had serious money problems, threatening its future. We might have to close exhibits if things don't improve, the director said during a staff meeting. The dedicated animal caretakers were struggling to find resources to keep running. Mike Reynolds, an experienced senior zookeeper who loved the zoo deeply, became a source of hope during these hard times. "I have a plan," Mike announced confidently. "Kia's story could be our salvation." Seeing the urgent need for money, he created new plans to attract visitors and raise funds. Not intimidated by the challenge, Mike was certain he could improve things. Using his experience and knowledge, he developed a complete fundraising plan, featuring Columbus Zoo's amazing stories, including Kia and her miracle twins. Everyone understood why Mike highlighted Kia and her babies. As she recovered, they watched the twins grow stronger, too. Gorilla twin births were rare, but having both survive was even more unusual. Most twin gorillas don't make it past the first week. Dr. Emily explained to the staff, "These two are defying every statistic we have. Sometimes mothers neglect one baby, or birth defects affect both twins. These babies were beating the odds with each minute they stayed alive. People would surely travel far to see this special family." Mike's hard work began showing results. Media attention around Ka's story boosted his fundraising efforts. Recognizing how rare this was, Mike worked with marketing to contact news outlets about this extraordinary story. "This is more than just a zoo attraction," he told reporters at the first press conference. "This is a conservation miracle happening before our eyes." News outlets eagerly shared the story, creating more interest in Columbus Zoo. The public grew curious about this captivating event. Media coverage powerfully supported Mike's fundraising efforts. The zookeepers felt both excited and worried about reporters arriving. They feared disturbances to the animals, but recognized potential benefits for the zoo's future. "Will all these people stress Kia and the babies?" Maria asked during a staff meeting. "We'll create a schedule," Dr. Jason replied. "Limited viewing times, small groups, and complete quiet during feedings." Interviews with zookeepers and doctors became daily events. The team shared their experiences, showing their dedication to animal care. They described Kia's journey and their challenges. Each day brought more visitors to the zoo. families and individuals wanting to see Kia and her twins came to Columbus, bringing life to the struggling. We've had more visitors this week than the entire last quarter, the ticket manager reported. Excitedly, the increased visitors brought more money, easing the zoo's financial problems. Kia's story had saved Columbus Zoo from money troubles and started global conversations about protecting endangered species. Through media coverage, Kia and her twins became symbols of resilience and the value of all life. As media excitement calmed, the positive impact on Columbus Zoo remained. Increased awareness and support became the foundation for the zoo's continued success. I never thought gorilla twins would save this place, Mike reflected while watching students eagerly viewing the exhibit. Today, Kia and her babies, Mosuba and Makomo, are still alive and, well, proving miracles can happen. The threat to gorillas remains serious in today's world, but thanks to zoos, sanctuaries, and reserves, their future looks somewhat brighter. Did you like this story? Do you think miracles can occur in the animal kingdom? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the story, subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. At times, the most unexpected lives bring the greatest hope.